Hello, Sagittarius, and any Sagittarians out there that are joining me this month. This is going to be your September monthly overview video or reading. And this is Sherry at Soul Conscious Tarot. This is a general message that's timeless. Whenever you find it, there's probably something in this message for you, regardless, even though the intention I set is for the month of September. Whenever you find it, we're all in different places. We all experience things at different times in our life, past and future. Everything's connected. So if you're being drawn to this message in this video at a different time than the month of September, know there might be one piece of information that you might need that might help you in some way. So there's always a reason. So you got two cards here, Sagittarius, that are coming out to start: communal living and authority figures. I wonder how that's going to play out. That's a pretty interesting card, the set of cards there to come out together. So for some of you, I really feel, I hope, because I'm getting this message, you know, you might do something that might get you in a little trouble. Hopefully you don't end up going to prison over it. I mean, or you know, doing something that might get you institutionalized, or, you know, or something to that matter. I'm saying it because it's what's coming through. Hopefully that's not the case. I don't think it feel like that's for everyone. That was just something that kind of came through. I've never had something come through like that, but I was picking that up strongly, so I did want to share it. So you might want to be cautious if you're doing something that is illegal, you know, or doing something you probably shouldn't be doing. That I think this is kind of a warning. Be careful of that. But this is also talking about justice, and with authority figures, I really feel like this might even have to do with work. Like it might have to do with like a corporation or someone you're working for. With that communal living, you know, it talks about I'm picking up like co-workers, like, you know, almost like going into the office every day, people you work with as being that communal living, you know, because you're all kind of doing the same thing. You know, you're all going into work doing the same thing. Authority figures is kind of like your boss, or your, you know, the owners of the company, you know, the people that dictate how you got to do things on the job, you know, that dictate how you're gonna, you know, the clothes you're gonna, you know, they have dress codes and regulations and rules and that kind of thing. So I think that's really, I'm really picking up that might have something to do with this. We'll see as we get. Oh, I didn't tell you the way I do these readings. I'm sorry, I have the hiccups. The way I do these readings is the first row is how you're feeling and thinking in the conscious, in your conscious mind. In, you know, right now what you're feeling and thinking. For the month of September, the second row is your subconscious and how you're feeling at a subconscious level. And that's what you may or may not be aware of, because it is at that subconscious level. It's kind of our fears and hopes and dreams, you know, like when we daydream or dream, it's what we fear or what we hope for, what we wish for. And then how those two play together into, you know, the outcome, or what we manifest into our reality as a result of what we're feeling and thinking at those two levels. So you have the Queen of Cups, Death, and the Ace of Swords. So this is definitely, so you may be tired of giving to, you may be feeling like you're in a dead-end job, or tired of the rules and regulations around your job, like that the edicts that they lay down, like the rules and regulations that your company has. You may be tired of those, or growing weary of them, that you're really almost wanting to, you're not wanting to give, to almost wanting to get. It's like almost feeling like you're in a dead-end job, like it's not going anywhere. And I really feel like, or you're just really frustrated with your job right now, with your career, with your path in life, that you know something's got to change, you know, is what I'm really picking up on here, Sagittarius. Like something's got to give, something's got to change. And in that gavel, I think I think you're about ready to slam the gavel of judgment on this justice judgment on this situation. Really feeling that because you're about fed up. I think you're just tired of giving to it. If it is a job, you're just really tired. This came out for one of the other signs, Dancing Prayer. I don't know if that was the sign before you or for Scorpio or the one or Libra. It was just recently in one of the other two signs. So Dancing Prayer, I want to say it might have been just Scorpio before this reading. Now, for them, I picked up like insight, but I'm not getting that off of that. For this, I almost feel like if you look, it looks like on this card, I feel like this person is splayed on the ground, like they're down for the count and almost bleeding out. Like this is taking everything out of you, like it's draining you of all your life force. Like this whatever this is, I mean, I'm really feeling it's probably mostly a job is what I'm really feeling like. You might be working for a big corporation or some kind of industry that just is draining the life force out of you, so to speak, is what I'm really feeling like. You know, like you are just like you're weary, your soul is weary, you're exhausted because you're not happy where you're at. And that's why I said, I feel like you're really not wanting to give to this anymore. You're wanting to no longer give to this situation. Okay, so you have the Page of Pentacles. This is your subconscious and your soul, your subconscious thoughts and fears. The Ten of Pentacles. So what you knew to be your stability, I think is, you know, like, I think you're realizing this isn't your stability. This isn't what's going to bring you your happiness, your happily ever after. And then the Ten of Cups. So you have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles in your subconscious. So this is what you're really desiring. You know, you're desiring not only, you know, for me, the Ten of Cups is like what you're wishing and desiring. You know, it's like daydreaming about. It's what your life you daydream about. So think about like what, you know, like, if you dream to be a star or a performer or to be wealthy and rich, it's what you dream about, what you daydream, you know, like that you want to bring into your life. Whereas the Ten of Pentacles to me is really what, you know, your reality. It's what is in your physical, you know, this it's your happily ever after, but it's manifested into the real world. So it's telling me that this is encompasses everything, you know, like this is so important to you, your happiness, like your, you know, what this wish that you have, this daydream, you really desire to bring this, you know, really are desiring to bring this into reality, you know, everything you hope it. And I think that with this Page of Pentacles, you're trying to figure out how to do that. And I think that you're gaining clarity and realizing, you know, that you can't give to this anymore. You know, it's bleeding you dry. It's never going to lead to this that you want, is what I really am picking up on, Sagittarius, that you realize that is just, this job is not the best thing for you. You know, it's taking the life force out of you and you need to make a change. Yeah, you're wishing. This is like you're wishing well, but, you know, wishing for change, wishing for something to change, you know, that daydreaming, wishing for change. So this is just, that's that reflection. I really am feeling those two cards. I mean, even look at those. They almost are a color match. The blues and the yellows, they're almost a color match. They're really tied together. Your wishes and hopes and dreams, you know, what you're daydreaming that you want in your life. And, you know, you're making that wish, you know, wishing, you know, almost like a wishing on a star, wishing for, you know, a change, wishing, you know, to to get out of the situation, to change, for some change. And I think you're trying to figure out how to do that, you know, how to get out of this situation that you're in, that you're about fed up and done with, you know, that you're tired of the rules and regulations. You're just kind of wanting to be a little more free. You're wanting to yeah, because this is how stressful it is. I mean, how much a burden. Okay, give me a second. You had 2 cards fall out, which are your final 2 cards. So they just wanted to jump right out onto the floor there. So, okay. So interesting. Very interesting. So with the star being in reverse there, I think that you're realizing, I think this is really, you knowing that by staying in this, whatever this is and represents to you, I really feel like that might be a job, that you're in. You realize that this isn't your wish fulfillment, that you're realizing that you have to leave that behind. I think because of how hard this is, like, you're like I said, I really feel like you're about fed up. You're about fed up in the situations, Sagittarius, and that, for you to have victory, you have victory over your manifestations, over your happiness, over what you're desiring and wanting, what you're wishing for, you're going to have to set that down. You're going to have to leave the situation. I think that with that Ace of Swords there, I really think that this isn't your star path. This isn't where you're supposed to be, because you can feel it. You feel it because it's draining you, and that. But I think the problem is, and what I'm really feeling like is, you don't know what else, like with this Page of Pentacles here, I really feel like you're not sure how to change your circumstances. So say this job is your main source of income, and it provides a good income. Maybe you have a lot of stability with this job. It pays well, and it provides you everything you need. Well, that can be very hard to leave behind. And maybe you've been stuck in this, and maybe you've stayed with this job because it provides you that sense of security. But you also know it isn't your happiness. This isn't where, you shouldn't stay in this job. You shouldn't stay there. It's not making you happy, but you only stay because it's secure. It's that sense of security that you have by having that income of being able to, pay your bills. And that it's scary when how do you, maybe you're scared of that you can't get another job, or that you may have to go in a new profession and do a new thing. And then how's that going to, how am I going to provide for myself? It's those kinds of things that this reading is talking about, is those kind of burdens and anxieties that can hold us back from making the changes that we know we need to make, that we know to bring success and happiness into our life, to bring us our wish fulfillment, our happily ever after. We have to have the strength and the courage to take the chance and leap of faith, to leave something behind and that we know no longer serves us, and take the risk and the chance to do something different. And I'm facing something very similar in my life, because I started doing these tarot readings because I really, I wanted to do something different and than what I've always been doing. This is really, I see almost, kind of what I'm going through in this reading, and it's why I can almost talk to it pretty well. And I see you going through it too, Sagittarius, which actually doesn't really surprise me, because I'm a Leo and I'm a fire sign, and you're a fire sign as well. So it's kind of, as I was saying, I'm in a job working for a large corporation and lots of rules and regulations, and I'm tired of going through all the protocols and rules and regulations. I have so much I have to do every year, all the training and the, everything that you have to do, and checking the boxes and in the, time recording and logging everything that you're doing. And there's just so much to it. And it really wears me down, all of that stuff. I'm tired of it. It drains me, it drains me. And I know it's not what I want. Well, what I really enjoy is these tarot readings. So I started doing them, and I know that at some point I need to set that job back or aside and leave it. But I haven't yet because it provides me a really good living. The reason I'm able to do these readings for free around my free time around work is because I don't need this to survive on. If I was trying to survive off of tarot readings, my life would be a lot different than it is right now, for sure. And that can be really scary, which is, that's, so I understand, of staying in something, that provides that stability, even though it may not really provide you your happiness, really be what you want. But, you can do, you're learning how to do that like I did, okay, I started this channel and I'm going to, I hope that at some point I get enough subscribers and I can make a living off of this. But I'm doing both in the interim with the hopes that that's where this gets at some point, because that's what I desire. And I see you finding those alternatives with that Page of Pentacles. It's learning and figuring out, what can you do maybe to take those small steps that will lead you to this path that you're desiring, while you may be stuck or dependent on this job for your survival, for your livelihood. Finding ways to branch out and slowly move away from this in a way that might be a little, make it a little bit easier transition, so where you have this success in the end. So let's go ahead and get 3 final cards from the universe for you, Sagittarius. I hope that resonated with you. If this message does resonate with you, just hit that like button down below and let me know. It also shares your energy with me, so I can pick up on it for future readings. Also, feel free to leave any comments that you want to leave for me or for your fellow sun sign folks, or anyone else that watches this video that it may help them out in some way. If you do, let's get the 3 final cards from the universe, please. There we go. The Devil. So I really feel like this is that devil of staying in something that is toxic to you. This job is toxic. It's draining. Like I said, I feel like that person's bleeding out. All their soul energy is draining out of them. It's draining the life out of them. And there's the 10 of Pentacles popping up yet again. Because this isn't, this is not what you want. You want this. That you have to leave this toxic situation to have what you're wanting, what you're desiring. That. I mean, that was pretty straightforward. So I wrap these messages up, these readings up, these monthly ones with one final oracle card from the Secret Language of Light Oracle deck. These have been really tying nicely into the message, and I think they add value to it, so that's why I keep them in. So ask your soul. One of the other signs got this card too, and now I wish I could remember which one it was. I want to say maybe it was Virgo or Libra, but I'm not 100% sure. But somebody else got this card too, for Ask Your Soul. So I read the meanings out of the book, the passages in the book, because I do not do these cards justice. But I think this is really following, knowing what you want, which you do. I mean, what you have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles in your subconscious energy. So I think that what you desire and what you're wishing for. That, it's I think, you'll see. I really feel like, everything I said comes to play. I mean, you need to leave this situation, that this has been toxic to you, because it's draining your life force. It's draining your energy. You need to leave it. But I think you're just trying to find a way. So 16, ask your soul. Wise questions create wise answers. Something you have asked for will soon turn up in your life. Every time you request something, you plant a seed in your quantum field or vibrational reality where it begins to grow and move toward you. This is how we create and expand consciousness. Asking is the first step in any creation. It only needs to be about 10% of the creative process, but somehow most of us make it about 90%. If we don't see any evidence of our desire that our desires are coming into existence, we keep asking. This holds us in place where the universe can't be heard, or where the answers, where this holds us in place where the answers can't be heard. What you desire is on its way, and you only need to ask once. It doesn't matter whether this is out loud or in your mind, because the universe interprets vibrations, not words. So, how this ties into the reading is basically, you're already, it said it doesn't need to be out loud. And in your soul, if you look at this, you are desiring this change. You're looking for ways to manifest what you really want. You're wishing and manifesting it. And the universe is saying you've kind of already done what needs to be done here. You just need to kind of let the universe work its magic, so to speak. Because most of the creation is the universe bringing stuff. We put our intention out there of what we want into the universe, and then we find a neutral place. We don't have any. We need to find a neutral place that we're not trying to necessarily make something happen, or we're not constantly, it's kind of a hard balance to walk, because you have to be alignment in your heart and soul, and the actions you're taking that show the universe what you desire and want. And it's through the actions, like your thoughts and actions, that end up, bringing something into your reality. And you're showing the universe, definitely at a soul level, that that you want something new. With this Page of Pentacles, it's slowly wanting to change, wanting something different. You're showing the universe that you want something different. It just may take time. And I think that's what it is a time element, is maybe you're just being a little bit too impatient with this. And I know that it's hard when you don't, when you're frustrated and you're tired of a situation and you're ready to move on from it, to be more patient with it. It can be so hard. But I think, I think you'll know the path and you'll know the way in time. I really think that it will show, the way forward will be shown to you. If it hasn't already, it will be, because you've already put your intention out there. You're showing me that the universe is saying, yeah, I acknowledge I acknowledge that you've made this wish, that you have this desire, and that you secretly, that you do want victory. You want this in your life. You're willing to be that Page of Pentacles and learn what you need to learn and do what you need to do, to, even if it's slow, to get there, to make the changes you need to make, to remove yourself from the toxin that you desire to be removed from this toxin. And I think the universe will do that for you. I really think they will, Sagittarius. I think, you just kind of have to live your life, and just know in your heart and soul that things are taking place to make the changes that need to happen, that things are slowly happening around you, that'll be for the best, for sure. So that's what I have for you this month, Sagittarius. If this, like I said, if this message resonates, hit the like button down below. Also, I would love to have you join me on this channel. You just have to hit that subscribe button down below. That lets you know when I publish other readings that I do. I do this reading every month, plus a few other readings every week. So I'd love to have you join me when I do those. I thank you so very much. and appreciate you if you took time out of your busy schedule to join me in this reading. I know everyone's time is valuable, so if you took time out to watch me, that means quite a bit to me, and I appreciate it so much, everyone that supports my channel. I wish you the very, very best this month and going forward. Joy, love, and light.